हरिः ओम् श्रीराघवम् दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयम् सीतापतिम् रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुम् अरविन्ददलायताक्षम् रामम् निशाचरविनाशकरम् नमामि. Namas sarvebhyah. Today I am going to cover Sargas 31 and 32 of Yuddha Kanda. Thus, Tamakshobhyada balam suvele nivishtam shutva praptam ramam mahabalam. After Ravana was briefed like this by Shardula and others about the immense Vanara army that had arrived and encamped at Suvela, he called for a meeting of all the ministers. Valmiki does not discuss what that emergency meeting was about, but he had a quick meeting with all the ministers, indicating probably that he expected a mighty war to ensue very shortly. After that, next thing that Ravana does is something so evil and so condemnable. We get an insight into how malevolent a personality he was. He went to his private chamber and then he called for a Rakshasa by name Yuddha, who was in his service. This Rakshasa was full of magic and illusionism. He called him and he told him, I want you to do something for me. This is the action plan. And after saying this and testing that Yuddha could do it, he gave him even a reward of a beautiful ornament and told him, I am now going to Ashokavana. You follow me there with your magic trick. Ravana now approached Sita in Ashokavana, where she was sitting in the most wretched state, something she never deserved. Her head was cast down, her mind only filled with Sri Rama's thoughts. She was surrounded by grotesque Rakshasis. Ravana triumphantly announced himself to Sita. Santyamana maya bhadre yamashitra vimanyase karahanta sate bharta raghava samare hataha. Oh Sita, you deserve all my sympathy. The one whom you are depending upon to save you, Raghava, who killed Khara, your husband, he has been killed. Despite my cajoling and reasoning, you did not listen to me. Now you see, your very roots have been cut. Your pride has been destroyed. You have no choice but to become mine. Anyway, don't be so stubborn. Oh fool, after all, what can you do with a dead man? But by becoming my queen, you will be supervising my entire harem of so many women. Rama was killed just like Vritrasura was killed once by Indra. Then Ravana tells her a bizarre story which the poor Sita tends to believe. He says that Rama is believed to have come to the shore of the mainland, intent on waging a war with me. He also had a big army of Vanaras. Rama was waiting, and when the sun set, he and the army went to sleep. But I had my intelligence inputs. So Prahasta, my military commander, took a huge army in the night and attacked the Vanaras. You know, the Rakshasas have great power at the night, and therefore they attacked without any resistance from Sri Rama, Lakshmana or the Vanaras. They carried deadly weapons, you know, these Rakshasas, Pattisha, Parigha, tridents, and their attack was fatal to the enemy. Prahasta, the vanquisher of enemies, lifted his big sword, and the sleeping Rama, he cut off Rama's head. He then jumped and caught hold of Vibhishana and made him a prisoner. The Vanaras and Lakshmana were driven to flee in all directions. The Rakshasas cut off Sugriva's neck, pulverized Hanuman and killed him. They broke Jambavan's legs and then killed him. Mainda and Vividha were also killed. He goes on like this. Then he mentions all the people, Angada, how Angada was killed, and how others could not escape the attack of the Rakshasas. That is how Rama and his army have been decimated. Now you will see his decapitated head with blood dripping. Then Ravana sends, go and call Vidyutjiva. So Vidyutjiva comes holding the head of Sri Rama, leading the decapitated head. He has also brought Sri Rama's bow and arrows. You can imagine the condition of Sita when she sees that. The moment Vidyutjiva gives the head and the bow and arrows, he immediately runs away because he does not want to make eye contact with Sita. He is afraid that Sita, being purity itself, he will be burnt to ashes. Sita now looks at this decapitated head and the bow, and then she remembers how Hanuman had told her Sri Rama had indeed made an alliance with Sugriva, the king of Vanaras, and they were going to come. Sita now touched that head and eyes, color of skin, shape of face. She sees the Chudamani which she had given in that same head. She was able to identify. She starts weeping uncontrollably. Sakamo Bhav, she says. The first thing she says is, Kaikeyi, are you now pleased? You wanted to destroy Sri Rama? Aryena kimnu Kaikeyaha kritam Ramena vipriyam. What mistake or what offense had Sri Rama committed towards Kaikeyi that she wished for him to die like this? She sent him to the forest. She is shaking like anything, Sita now. She goes unconscious. After some time, she comes back to her consciousness. She holds her hand in her two hands and she beats her head. She looks at this so-called Sri Rama's head. Oh, brave Lord, you have died a hero's death in battle and made me a widow. How had witnessed your battle? It is said that for the husband to die before his wife is inauspicious. Now I am deeply distressed. All my dharma of being a very good wife has been wasted. Maybe I have done some sin sometime before. That is how you actually got married to me. How your mother Kausalya will grieve now, like a cow separated from her calf. That pure and noble lady had to lose a son like you. The astrologers had said that you will live very long. Obviously, they were wrong. You were killed in your sleep. It seems fate has had the last laugh. Fate alone drives everyone's conduct. You are always very adept at doing everything perfectly. You are so intelligent. How did this death come to you? This seems to be rare even for ordinary men. This is really cruel. Now I am bereaved. You have embraced Lady Earth with your corpse now by giving up my embrace. Matpriyam Veeradhanuhu Kanchana Bhushitam. This beautiful arrow and bow. This bow I used to decorate with flowers and chandana in Dandakaranya. Now this is lying like this. Now you will go and meet Dashratha in the next world and your other ancestors. And then she goes on like this. She says, Sri Rama, you are not responding to me. Your head is not responding to me. You have given me up. What wrong have I done? See, you have been killed in battle in such a way that no proper sacrificial fire rites will also be done. Last rites will be done for you. No proper cremation also. Now Kausalya will be reported to these events by Lakshmana, who will return to Ayodhya alone. How will Lakshmana be able to tell her what has happened? And how will Kausalya deal with it? She will immediately die, I am sure. Oh, how unlucky I am. The glorious Sri Rama was even planning, I think, to build a bridge across the ocean to come and save me. Now, Goshpade Hataha, without a battle, in a trivial way, he has been killed. I think that I have brought a lot of bad luck to Sri Rama. Oh Ravana, I have only one request to you. Now Sita talks to Ravana. Ravana, I have only one request. Please kill me. Place my head next to Sri Rama's head. Place my body next to his body. Shirasa me Shiraschasya Kayam Kayena Yojaya Ravana Anugamishami Gatim Bhartuhu Mahatmanaha. She says. She is weeping like this. Then suddenly a messenger comes. He tells Ravana that Prahasta has called for an emergency meeting and he needs his immediate presence. O king, you are wanted immediately. Please come. So Ravana realizes something must be going on about the army preparation. So immediately he leaves. The moment he leaves, that head of Sri Rama and that bow and arrow disappear. Because it was a magic trick. This is the end of the Sarga 32. Let us see what happens in 33. Surama comes and tells Vaidehi that she was stupid to believe all this magic. I shall cover the next Sarga tomorrow. Sri Ram Ajayam.